ओके सो अपन ने एक क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं फन ए और फन बी. ठीक है, इस क्वेश्चन को अगर तुम कंपाइलर में डालोगे तो यू विल गेट वन एरर दैट इफ यू आर राइटिंग फन ए एट द टॉप ही विल से दैट फन बी इज नॉट डिफाइंड. इफ यू आर राइटिंग द फंक्शन फन बी एट द टॉप it will throw the error that fun a is not defined. Okay, so basically what you need to do on the top, what you need to do, you need to write like this: void fun b and just leave it empty. So this is just declaration of the function. We are telling the code that there is a function b which is existing and the definition of the function b may be written later. So here we are just, so code will not throw the error. Why? Because in C and C++, it will first compile the code line by line. So whenever it will start compiling, it will get the function funb and it will search in the top whether this function funb exists or not. If that funb function doesn't exist in the top, it will throw the error. So please do write the void funb, just that we are declaring our function, and afterward you can write this definition. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to trace this. We are writing the code for fun a 20. Okay, so basically here I am drawing the diagram fun a 20. So first of all, what we are going to do, we are going to write cout n by 2. So there are two things. So first of all, we will divide by 2, so output will be 10. Then we are calling a function with the value 2 less. So what we are going to call a function by the value 18. Again here the value is greater than 0. Here there are two things. First of all, we will be printing the value percentile 2. So 18 percentile 2 will be 0. Again we are calling the function fun a by dividing the value as 2. So it will be 9. Again what we will be doing, there are two functions, there are two things which is going to there happen in the fun a. So now first of all we need to print n by 2. So 9 by 2 value is nothing but 4. Again what we are going to do, we are going to call a function with the value 2 less. So it will be fun 7. Okay, now again here we will be printing 7 percentile 2, its value will be 1. Then we will again call a function fun a n by 2, means we are going to call with the value 3. Again we will do two things here. First of all, we will going to print the value 3 by 2, that is equal to 1. Then we are going to call for the value fun of 1. Now here this condition is for greater than 1, so here the call will be terminated. So what is the output? 100411. क्या यही आउटपुट था अद्विति?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So I think you got it. Now one question that we have given homework was factorial problem. Okay, so अपन उसको भी एक बार डिस्कस कर लेते हैं क्विकली. फैक्टोरियल प्रॉब्लम को रिकर्सिवली कैसे लिखेंगे, राइट? सो basically what is factorial? If we are writing 5 factorial, it means you need to multiply all the values starting from 5 till you need to multiply till 1. If you are writing n factorial, it means you need to multiply all the numbers between 1 to n, right? And if you are writing, see, I told you for a recursive solution we need two things. One is base condition, one other thing was a recursive relation. So to find a recursive relation, what you can do is try to decrease the value by 1. Okay, let us use this example. For 5 factorial I am decreasing the value by 1. So basically what is 4 factorial? 4 factorial is nothing but 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1. So here you can see we are getting the same things. 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1. So I can write like this: 5 multiplied by 4 factorial. Similarly, if we want n factorial, basically what is n factorial? N multiplied by 1 value less, it will be n minus 1 factorial. So this will be our recursive relation. Now what I told you, if you want to find base condition, then either try to put the value as 0 or try to put value as 1. There are high possibilities that you can get the base condition there. Why? Because recursive solution changes its nature when the values are changing from positive to negative or values are equal to 0. So there are high chances that at that point the value is going to be, there may be some base condition. So we know that 0 factorial is 1, we know that 1 factorial is also 1. So you can use any condition because if you are going to multiply any number with 1, so answer is going to be same, so you don't have to change the value, so you don't have to worry about the number. Okay, so we have got the recursive relation and we also got the base condition, right? So with the help of 2 we are going to write our recursive call. So by using this I am going to write like this: fact of n will be equals to n multiplied by fact of n minus 1. Okay, and like this I am going to write this when this will be when n is greater than 1, and if n equal to 1 then answer will be 1. Okay, if you want to write like this, if n greater than equal to 1 you can write like this, if n equal to 0 then also answer will be equal to 1. So this is the recursive relation. Now with the help of this diagram, what you can do, you can write a recursive solution. So we are going to write a function int factorial, which is going to take a variable n, and here we are going to apply the condition. If n is greater than equal to 1, what we are going to do, we are going to return n multiplied by fact of n minus 1. Okay, else what we are going to do, we are going to return the value as 1. So this will be the recursive solution. Okay, now tell me, is it correct or wrong? Is it correct or wrong? क्या ये सही है या गलत है अद्विति?
सर सही है.
अच्छा, एक बात बताओ, अगर मैंने फैक्ट इस फंक्शन को कॉल किया, सपोज इफ आई कॉल दिस फंक्शन बाय अ वैल्यू -2, will it be a valid or invalid? Okay, yeah, yes or no, invalid or invalid?
Sir, invalid.
So you have to handle this situation also. Okay, so here you can also write a condition, like instead of writing else you can write like this: else if n equal to 0, then you can return 1, and if like else if n less than 0, then you can see out like you can write like this: invalid number, because we cannot find a factorial of a negative number, so invalid number. Okay, so you try to think for the negative values also. See, if you are going to write this code in your compiler, there are high possibilities that this code will fail. Why? Because you should handle all the edge cases. So this was the edge case in our code, that you should handle the negative values also. Okay, solution is correct, but when you are going to compile this code in a exam, it will miss some test cases. Let's say you have 100 test cases, but 90 of the test cases will pass, but there are chances that 10 test cases may be failed. And why the 10 test cases are going to be failed? Because there are high possibilities where n will be less than 0. And if you are going to write directly like this, else return 1, so in every negative value it will return the value as 1, which is incorrect. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay, now this was the recursive solution. So let us discuss the time complexity. So we started with 5, right? 5 factorial. So what you are going to do, you are going on each number and you are multiplying. Similarly we started with n. So every time we are calling a function, but value is decreasing by 1. So we need to go to each step. If I write the function of 5 factorial like this, fact 5. So what is fact 5? 5 multiplied by fact of 4, then 4 multiplied by fact of 3, then 3 multiplied by fact of 2, then 2 multiplied by fact of 1, and then 1 multiplied by fact of 0. Now you can see how many times function call has happened: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Means n plus 1 time function call has happened. Now we know that what we are going to do, we are going to ignore the lower order of terms. So the time complexity is going to be order of n. This is a recursive solution. So it is going to use the stack, and inside the stack, first of all, it will be like this: fact 5, then there will be fact 4, fact 3, then fact 2, This will happen internally, okay? Then it will be fact1, then it will be fact0, right? So how many space it is using? 1 2 3 4 5 6. Again it is using n plus 1 space, and we know that we are ignoring the lower order of terms, so space will be order of n. So if you are writing a recursive solution of a factorial function, so time complexity and space complexity both are equal, and both value is going to be order of n. And I am also writing the for loop. So basically we know that if we create a variable f with 1, so we can directly write a for loop that it should multiply all the values starting with 1, and it should be less than equal to n. Okay, so I am just writing the recursive solution. Why? Because, sorry, I am writing a for loop. Why? Because in for loop the time complexity will be order of n only, but space complexity will be order of 1. Why? Because we are not using any kind of extra space here. We are just creating a variable f. With the help of that variable, what we are doing, we are just multiplying it with the values. So basically what is the logic I have written? If I give you 5 factorial, it means our loop will multiply like this. F will be multiplied with 1. It will be like this. 1 should be less than equal to 5. So we are going to multiply with 1, then multiply with 2, then with 3, then with 4, then with 5. So we are going on each number, and how many numbers are there? 5 numbers are there. If it is n factorial, how many numbers will be there? N numbers will be there. So the time complexity will be order of n, and space complexity will be order of 1. Why? Because we are not using extra space. Okay, so you can whenever an interviewer asks you this problem, so you can tell him both the approaches, and also try to discuss the time complexity, that in one case we are using extra space, and on the other method we are not using extra space, but time will be same in both the cases. Okay, now let us try to solve some other problem, exponent problem, m raised to power n. Okay, so basically what will be given if I say you 2 to the power 5? So basically what does it mean? It means that 2 should be multiplied 5 times and output should be 32. So can you try writing some recursive code for this? Like, one thing is that you can write a for loop. You can write a for loop like for int I equals to 1, I should be less than equal to n, I plus plus, and see n value is this. So what we are doing, we want to multiply 2 5 times. So let us make a variable answer, that value is equal to 1. Answer is equal to answer multiplied by base. What is the base in our case? M. So it will be like this. So directly we will get the value 32. But now what we are learning recursion. So can you write a recursive code to find the exponent of a function? Just try for 1-2 minutes, okay? I have already written the for loop. So basically here the time complexity will be order of n. Why? Because we are multiplying n times. So you need to write a recursive code for this. हुआ अद्विति?
Yes, sir.
भेज दिया क्या?
No, sir.
Okay. So I think you have written the optimized approach, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Let us write general approach first. Then we will move to the optimized approach. Okay. I will tell the general approach. Then we will write that approach as well. So basically, see here 2 to the power 5 is like this. What is 2 to the power 5? 2 multiply by 2 multiply by 2 multiply by 2 multiply by 2. Okay. Uh, Basically, if I want to write 2 to the power 4, so what it will be? 2 should be multiplied 4 times. So can we substitute the value now? That 2 to the power 5 will be equals to 2 to the power 4 multiplied by 2. Can I write like this?
Yes, sir.
So basically, if this is the recursive relation, let us write in the terms of m and n. M to the power n equals to m to the power n minus 1 multiplied by m. This is the recursive relation that we have got. Now we need to find the base condition. So basically what I told you, try to put value 0 or 1. So if you put the value 0, 2 to the power 0, what will be the value? 1. If you put like 10 to the power 0, what will be the value? 1. So if n equal to 0, uh, we can directly return the value as 1. So this will be our, we can say that it will be our terminating condition or base condition. So basically, suppose we have two variables m and n. So I am using this statement, I am writing like this: power of m and n equal to power function m will be same, but power will be reduced by minus 1, and it should be like this. So this is the recursive relation, and this value will be equals to 0, this value will be equals to 1 if n equal to 0. If n greater than 0, then this will be the case. Okay, so we can directly write the function int power, which is going to take two variables m and int n, and here if the n value is equal to 0, we will be directly returning the value 1. Otherwise, what we will be doing, we will return the value m n minus 1 multiplied by m. Okay, now can you tell me what will be the time complexity for this problem, Adviti? What will be the time complexity for this?
Order of n.
Okay, how order of n? Like, can you tell me the reason?
सर अपन n को सब्ट्रैक्ट करते जा रहे हैं 1 से.
हाँ, so if you will make the tree diagram na, if I am writing like this, power of 2 to the power 3. So what we are doing, we are calling the function 2 to the power 2 multiplied by 2. Then we will call the power function 2 to the power 1 multiplied by 2. Then we will again call power 2 to the power 0 like this. So how many function call happened? 3 times they are happening, so it will be order of n. And what will be the space complexity? What will be the space complexity for this?
Order of n.
How?
सर मतलब 3 बार पावर का फंक्शन आएगा.
ठीक है. So in the we can say in the stack it will be like this: power of 2 comma 3, then power of 2 comma 2, then power of 2 comma 1 and maybe power of 2 comma 0 भी आ जाएगा, but again if it is n plus 1 we will ignore the lower order of terms and it will be order of n. Okay, now can you tell me which method is best, recursive approach or the for loop approach that I have told you initially?
So for loop उसमें space complexity order of 1 रहेगी.
Exactly, but see, in interview he can ask the multiple approaches, right? So at that time you should know. See, a good interview will be what, see, generally what happens if you start with the recursive approach, so you can say that time and space will be order of n. Then what you will say, can you improve the approach? Then if you say for loop approach, then you can say time will be order of n, space will be order of 1. So if you are coming from recursive to for loop approach, it will be a good impression that you have improved your code. Okay, but if you directly tell this approach, then again he will say, can you now reduce the time complexity more? Okay, he can ask this question, can you improve your code further? So you try to start answering from this. So whenever if they ask, if you know the recursive solution, tell the recursive solution. Why? Because order of n. Then next question will be, can you improve the code? Then you will say, yes sir, I can improve the code. You will improve in the time complexity. Then again they will ask you the question, can you improve the code now? Then you have to think how you can improve the code. So let us try to think of this approach. Suppose if there is a number 2 to the power 8, right? So in our approach what we did, we multiplied 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 8 times. Okay, this is 8 times we have done. What will be other approach? 2 to the power 8 will be equivalent to, we can divide the power by 2 and we can multiply the base by itself. So it will be like this, 2 into 2 8 by 2. So it will be 4 by 4. Both values are equal. Okay, again if the power is even, so what you can do, you can multiply base by itself. So it will be 4 into 4 4 by 2. Okay, so it will be 16 to the power 2. Again we can reduce the power, and what we can do, we can multiply base by itself. So basically it will be 16 into 16 256 by power will be 1. It means if you are going to write 2 to the power 8, see now steps are reduced. Earlier what we have done, we have multiplied 8 times. Now steps are reduced. How steps are reduced? From here we directly reach to this place 4 to the power 4. From here we reach to the space 16 to the power 2, and from here we reach to the step 256 to the power 1. So power is decreasing every time. Power is decreasing every time. See, earlier we have to multiply, we have used a loop in which there are 8 times we were going. Okay, so you can say that if it is 2 to the power n, it will be order of n. Now can you tell me what will be the time complexity if we use this approach? Like 8, then it become 4, then it become 2, then 1. What will be the time complexity?
Order of log n.
How? Means, do you know what is the logic behind this? See, in initial classes I told you that if it is a multiplication or if it is a division by any number, by 2, 3, 4, 5, the time complexity will be order of log of n. Okay, so now if interviewer say you, can you improve further, then you should say this answer. Okay, that optimize approach we will write like this. Okay, now you can write optimized approach in 2 ways. One will be the optimized approach recursion, it will be again order of log of n. Another approach will be optimized for loop. I don't know, we can write the for loop optimized, we will see. Means there are possibilities, then here the time complexity will be order of n. See, now if you tell these 4 approaches, then he will get to know that your concepts are 100% clear. Okay, so what we will be doing, first of all we will writing the optimized recursive approach. Okay, so basically we have seen one example. If the power was even it was power was reducing by half and we were multiplying base by itself. Let us take one more example when power is odd. If it is 2 to the power 9, what you do, you may write like this, 2 into 2 to the power 8. Now we know how to solve 2 to the power 8 by the same approach that we have seen. Okay, if it is a odd number, what we will do, we will multiply base into again 2 to the power 8, and this will be same again, approach will be same for the even number. Okay, like this we are going to handle if the power is going to be odd. And here there can be, okay, let us try to write the code. Int power function, let us take two variable m and n, and again the base condition, if n equal to 0, 2 to the power 0, what will be the answer? 1.
1.
Okay, now let us take this case, 2 to the power 10, it means power is even. So here I am applying the condition, if n percentile 2 equal to 0, if power is even, then what we need to do, we need to multiply what I told you, base, we need to multiply base by itself and power should be reduced by half. So it will be like this, what is our base? Base is m, so m multiply by m and power should be reduced by half. This should happen when it is a even. Else what we were doing, 2 to the power 9 was written by 2 into 2 to the power 8. So basically if the power is odd, so what we will be doing, we will be multiplying by base, what is our base? M, multiply by, we will call the same function again. Now 2 to the power 8, we know how to solve this, base multiply by base, power should be divided by 2. So this is the we can say that this is a recursive, optimized recursive code to find the power of a function. Okay,
Yes, sir.
see you Adviti, you have sent me the solution, that is also correct. Okay, but this is the other way to write the solution. ये समझ में आया कैसे लिखा है मैंने कोड?
Yes, sir.
इजी है, ये समझ में आ रहा है, मतलब इजी पता चल गया ना कैसे लिखा है, मतलब तुमने जो कोड लिखा है वो भी सही है, आई एम एग्री विद दैट. ओके,
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, तो आज की क्लास अपन यहीं ख़त्म करते हैं, ठीक है, क्योंकि बच्चे भी नहीं है. तुम इसका लूप, फॉर लूप में कोड ट्राई करोगी इसको और ऑप्टिमाइज करने का?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, क्योंकि देखो